Hey, Besties.
Hey.
Welcome back for another episode of the Hello Bestie podcast. I'm Maggie.
I'm Tashima.
How's it going this week, teams?
Good.
On this fine Tuesday.
Doing really good.
Good.
Yeah.
Glad to hear it.
Off to a good start.
Awesome. That's always good to
How
hear,
about
right?
you?
Pretty good. Nothing super crazy to report. So, yeah.
Well, I just want to jump into our thread because you told me you have a confession.
Let's do it.
And
yeah.
You know,
I know. This is more funny than anything because you know I love my AITA, but I thought you would appreciate this one. So,
I love confessions.
I've been faking an allergy for years, and now it's gone way too far. This started as a dumb excuse, and now I'm in too deep. Years ago, I went on a date with this girl who was obsessed with peanut butter. She kept pushing me to try her peanut butter smoothie even after I said I wasn't in the mood. Instead of just saying no, I blurted out, "Oh, I can't. I'm allergic." Big mistake. She was super concerned, asked a million questions, and I figured, whatever, I'd never see her again. But then she introduced me to her friend group, and they all knew about my allergy. At that point, correcting it felt too awkward. Fast forward 6 years. I'm still friends with these people. My allergy is a known fact. They warned restaurants for me, they check ingredients. One of them even threw out a peanut butter cake someone brought to a party just to be safe. The worst part? I love peanut butter. I eat it in secret. I have a stash at work. Once, my best friend said, "Man, it must suck not knowing what a Reese's tastes like," and I just nodded solemnly. Now, my girlfriend, who also believes I'm allergic, wants us to move in together, and she's super cautious about food. I'm terrified she'll find my peanut butter stash and think I've been lying to her this whole time, which I have.
Yeah.
For years. I have no idea how to get out of this. Do I fake a miracle recovery, a medical misdiagnosis, or do I just keep the lie going forever?
What did they say? I need to know just at least one or two.
This is the perfect time of year, actually. Start sniffling, find some irritant to make yourself sneeze occasionally, fake a pollen, ragweed, air allergy, and complain loudly about either the symptoms or side effects of the Claritin you are definitely taking. Use that as your excuse to get allergy testing where you're going to test negative for a peanut allergy, which must have worn off as you got older. And because you and your friends have been so careful to avoid exposure, you've never known if not for that seasonal allergy that popped up. That got 13,000 thumbs up.
That is a real one. Wow. Because at first I'm like, what are these? He's not talking about seasonal allergies. Wow.
That was well thought out. That's honestly his best way out of this.
Wow.
Yeah.
Genius.
Yeah.
I was honestly going to say, because I know that there's a why can't I say that word?
Desensitization.
Yeah. I don't know what. Okay.
Try again.
No, that's okay. We're not going to do that.
You do it one more time. Okay.
But you can be desensitized to some allergies, one of them being peanut allergies. Mm-hmm. So he could, that was my immediate thought, is like, oh, he could just say that he went through the process of, because I know at least for some people, it's exposing you to micro doses to help your body become used to it and build immunity. Mm-hmm. They just give you controlled amounts, and then you have the physicians and everybody there in the event of. So I was going to say that.
Wow.
He's like, yeah, I tried it myself, and look at me. But that is way better.
He went to Reddit and got a straight up blueprint. That's almost as if this person did that themselves.
Yeah. He's like, oh, yeah.
I know this will work.
It's perfect.
Did it for me.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is so funny.
That's wild, though, to go through 6-7 years and keeping a lie up like that.
I've known people who said they are allergic to things that they just don't like. Mm-hmm. And so therefore they tell people that they don't like it, so these things aren't included in foods that they eat. Mm-hmm. And I think that's super annoying.
It is. Don't say you're allergic if you're really not.
No.
Yeah.
All right, let me get my thread. All right, so I have my Reddit thread.
All right.
This is on petty revenge.
Ooh.
I love this thread.
I love a petty revenge.
Watching my housemate die inside. This happened in my second year of university in the UK circa 1998. 6 of us shared a house with an even split of boys and girls. John was my best mate and was very shy and had no confidence with girls. He got on really well with the girls we live with, Sarah in particular. When we moved in, Sarah had a boyfriend who thankfully, after a few months, she broke up as he was a dick. After this, Sarah and John grew close, and she would quite often sit and cuddle with him while watching TV, dance with him when we were out, and generally spend a lot of time with him. John was clueless about women and thought they were just besties, but it was clear to everyone they were into each other. The important point to the story is John was still a virgin. Our other male housemate, Steve, was the opposite of John. He was a player. He had a girlfriend from school who was a few hours away at another uni, so he'd regularly sleep with anyone that would have him. He also had a crush on Sarah and tried it on with her a few times and got rejected. Steve used to take the Mickey out of John. Mickey apparently means like making fun of him, I guess.
Okay.
It's like British talk.
I appreciate that clarification.
So he basically would make fun of him for being a virgin. At first, it was every so often, and then when John and Sarah were getting closer, he started to call him Virgin Boy, in an attempt to belittle him. The rest of us told him to knock it off, but he persisted for a few weeks. Not long after we got back from Christmas break, a few of us were in the living room after uni, and Steve walked in and asked me and Virgin Boy if we'd like to order pizza for dinner. Sarah walked in from the kitchen, at that point walked over to John, sat on his knee, kissed him, looked at Steve, and said, "You can't call him that anymore. We had a great time this morning. He made me come several times. I doubt you'd ever manage that with your tiny cock."
Wow.
The rest of us sat there trying to stifle laughter. Steve went bright red, mumbled something, and went to his room. Turned out Sarah had made a move on John that morning. They both admitted to being into each other and had slept together. Sarah snapped when she heard Virgin Boy and decided she'd had enough of Steve. John and Sarah are still together, married with 3 kids.
Wow.
Is that so?
I don't know if romantic is a word that I would use.
It was just like, the happy ending. The happily ever after.
It's cute how they met and got together and stuff. Yeah.
I can just picture the couple, though, with him being so oblivious and having been a virgin. Him having, it's like the black cat and golden retriever. Like, he's probably so just...
It's also such a male thing to use virgin as an insult, because as a woman, I'd rather have a virgin than
somebody call you a slut,
a whorebag who's like sleeping with everybody. Like, you're increasing his points for me, and you think you're downgrading him, and you're not. So,
right? Yeah, guys are weird.
They are weird. No, that's funny. I'm gonna get into my next thread. Am I the asshole for spending my son's university fund on a trip to Europe to drink beer like I always threatened, instead of giving it to his stepbrother? My son was smart, smarter than me. I almost requested a paternity test because he was so damn intelligent. That is a joke. My ex and I divorced when he was about 12. She remarried when he was 14. I did when he was 16. I had an RESP set up for him. That's an education fund in Canada. Apologies if I'm mispronouncing that. As long as he went for post-secondary education, he could use the money for anything. I always told him that I was okay with him not going to university. That way I could use the money I had saved up for him to go to Belgium and buy some beer from monks that only allow you to buy 1 case. He knew I was joking, and he always played along. He wouldn't let me get his goat. When he got accepted to McGill, it was the proudest moment of my life. I took him out for a beer to celebrate his achievement and mourn the loss of my trip to Europe. My son was struck and killed by a drunk driver in March. I'm dealing with it. My ex is dealing with it. My wife has been nothing but my rock in this. She is holding me up. I was dealing with the funeral arrangements and everything when my ex came to talk to me about his money. She knew he had a scholarship and was just going to use the money for living expenses and an emergency fund. She asked me what I was going to do with it. I said I was going to do what I always said I would. I was going to Europe to drink beer. She asked if she could have it for her stepson. I thought about it and said no. Her husband is a decent enough person, but he made it clear that he wasn't responsible for any expenses for my son beyond food and shelter and stuff. Like I said, he is decent. I said I was not going to do that. I was going to go drink beer in my son's honor. She says I'm wasting thousands of dollars, and I guess I am. I have to give back the government a portion of the fund, but I don't care. My ex thinks I'm being stupid and irresponsible, wasting my son's money like this. I don't care. My son would laugh his ass off if he knew I actually did it. Am I the asshole?
Wow.
Yeah,
Ugh,
that's like
man.
heavy right there.
I don't think he's the asshole.
I don't think so either.
Now, unless it's a situation where they were both putting money into it, but if this is money that he put in on his own for however long,
Sounds like it was.
it's his money, and he's also grieving.
Right.
So allow him to do what he needs to.
Yeah. And the fact that he had this inside joke with his son.
Right, it makes sense.
Oh, if you don't go to college, I'll take it to Europe, and then something horrible happens.
Yeah.
And you know your son better than anybody. If he's like, yeah, my son would laugh his ass off because I went and
Yeah.
you should go and do that. You should go and drink beer and do
And
whatever.
maybe you guys, your husband should have planned a little bit better for his kid.
That's what Reddit said. Like, what kind of mom does that? Like,
That's
during
weird.
the funeral arrangements, you're like, yo, how are you going to spend his college fund that you've been saving up for him?
Nuts.
What about my stepson over here? He's about to go to school too. Can you just pass it along to him? Because you know you can pass it along to a family member. No, I'm not.
That's not my family member.
I'm going to pay my taxes and take it out, and I'm going to do what I always said I was going to do. So yeah, Reddit said that he was not the asshole. Like, dude, go and drink beer in your son's honor. And
Definitely.
someone said, pour out one for your homie. So.
Man.
Yeah.
Ugh, that's deep.
That is deep. But.
Yeah, definitely not the asshole.
Yeah, not the asshole at all.
So I got a new game.
Okay, let's bring up the mood a little bit here. Hood you rather?
Yeah. Who'd you rather?
The battle of hilarious ratchet scenarios. Okay, I love that it says black owned. I really hope that it would be.
No, it is.
No, I hope that it would be.
Oh,
but,
yeah.
You know.
But you know.
True.
No, they don't. Can I? Your nails just.
Oh, sorry. You should probably explain the game too, since you
Oh,
purchased
I don't
this.
even know how to play the game.
Oh, so we're just winging
Oh,
it
it's
right
kind
now.
of like pick your poison.
Oh, okay.
So basically, let's see. Players debate to convince the judge, but obviously there's no judge. You guys can be the judge. Which outrageous scenario is better to win each round? But ultimately, it's going to be like pick your poison. Which one of these things would you rather do?
All right, this sounds fun.
And it's going to be like, yeah, whatever. They're not shuffled, but it's fine. We're not going to do all that.
Shall I go first?
Yeah.
Okay.
So you pick two, and then I'll pick two.
Okay, I'm not going to look at these.
You have two?
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Who'd you rather? Wear your uncle's Bluetooth earpiece at all times, or have your soulmate secretly worship Satan?
Oh. I guess I would wear my uncle's Bluetooth headphones.
I was so hoping you would pick that, because when you had to think about it, I was like, please don't say Satan. Please don't.
I don't have one.
I would say
like,
the same
yeah,
one too.
it would just be, I don't know. 'Cause I guess it for me, I have so many uncles, so, you know, I don't know. It just would depend on what I'd have to be subjected to listening to all day. Just be phone calls, I'm sure. Okay. Who'd you rather? Your soulmate pee the bed, or your only mode of transportation is rollerblades? That's kind of an easy one.
I guess the pee the bed thing.
Really?
I mean, it's like a one time. Do you mean like often? Like, oh, they got drunk and peed the bed, and this
like
is super
they
inconvenient.
regularly pee the bed.
Okay, rollerblades. There's no question about that.
Like,
I'm like, would I be pissed and gross? Yeah. But I clean that shit up. Don't let it happen again.
No, it's
not gonna
going to
take
happen again.
rollerblades.
They just
Okay,
naturally
no.
just pee the bed randomly. You're going to
No.
wake up and feel wet and warm.
No, it would have to be rollerblades for transportation. I can take a one off, but rather not, obviously.
If it ever happened, a one-off, that would spin me.
100%. I wouldn't be happy with it. Let me
No,
make
I'm
it
not
very
saying you would
clear.
be
But I'm
happy
thinking
with
I
it.
can never get on an airplane. I can never get on a train. I can never get on a bus ever.
Yeah.
Because they pissed the bed one time? Of
Yeah,
course, I'll
no.
take the...
It's
but
not going to be that easy.
that's not the situation,
Yeah.
so... Would you rather wear the same bonnet or do-rag for 2 years without removal, or always wear pants with the ass cut out?
Wear a bonnet for 2
Yeah.
years.
Yeah.
Come on. Okay, would you rather tongue kiss Lil Wayne at the crack of dawn?
Shout out for saying Lil Wayne.
Or tithe 60% weekly to the Pastor Appreciation Fund?
Tithe 60% weekly? I tongue down Lil Wayne for that. Yeah. Yeah.
Definitely.
That's not a question.
I
Marvin
don't want to
Sapp
kiss
much?
anybody at the crack of dawn, but...
Why'd they pick Lil Wayne out of anybody? That's funny. Would you rather swim 1 mile in the open ocean or take a cross-country road trip on the back of a motorcycle?
Cross-country road trip on the back of a motorcycle.
Yeah, figured. Yeah. I would do the swim 1 mile in the open ocean. Yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't make it very far.
I feel like both are wildly dangerous.
Yeah, especially, you know, we got them sharks. Ooh, stuck together. Would you rather sport a super wet jerry curl for 3 years?
Damn, that's a long time.
Or snitch on your mother to the FBI?
I wear a jerry curl.
Same.
Yeah.
But can you imagine? Not just a jerry curl, a wet soul glow.
That's what I was
glistening.
thinking of. They get up from the couch and there's a stain on the back where your head was. Yes.
I was talking to one of my coworkers and we were talking about jerry curls recently, and it just kind of hit me. That's probably how people started putting plastic on their furniture. Like, it had to be the jerry curl era. That's why that was happening.
That's a good theory.
Because I'm like, why else do people just got plastic on their furniture? But when you think about, like...
That's funny. Yeah. They don't want to get it dirty. Take it off when company comes over.
Jerry curl juice all over my sofa.
Would you rather only listen to R. Kelly songs for life, or sleep every night on a different bare mattress with bloodstains?
That
seems like no contest.
Yeah, the first one.
Yeah, only listen to R. Kelly songs for life.
Yeah.
Wow.
Sure.
Okay.
That's crazy.
Some of these don't seem...
You got to be committed to sleeping on a bloody mattress. Or what?
R. Kelly's music was great too. Like, it's not like you're, you know, but...
Just, you know, when you think about who he probably was talking about.
No, facts. No, I definitely get that.
But I would take that over a bloody mattress any day. Would you rather... Or would you rather have 4 random heart attacks but survive, or hit all red lights for the rest of your life?
Hit all red lights for the rest of my life.
Yeah, same.
Just fucking plan accordingly. Would you rather get a Law and Order SVU face tattoo, or be summoned on demand as a spider killer for every house on your block?
Law and Order tattoo.
Yeah. Same.
Law and Order all day.
Yeah.
First of all, I love Law and Order. You guys know I love me some SVU.
I can't take SVU. I know a lot of people love it. No, the shit is... I don't like...
Puts me to sleep.
I don't like stuff about kids getting like... No, I can't.
I mean, I get it.
I know it happens, but I can't.
Yeah.
People binge that shit. I'm just like, mentally, I can't take it. I can't. My mom likes it too.
It's
a lot
like
of people
lullaby
do.
to me.
I can't. No, I don't want to be a murderer. And
but you would do that for... instead of killing everybody's spiders. For sure. Right? That's what you were saying?
Oh! Girl, I misread that. I thought it meant like kill everyone in every house on your block.
I thought it said kill a spider.
It did, but I don't know why it didn't register that for me. Be summoned on demand as a spider killer for every... Yes, I would rather do that.
Okay, I'm like, dang.
I thought it was like turn you into a serial killer type shit. That's what I was like... I wouldn't want to get a face tattoo, but I cover it with makeup to avoid being a mass murderer. But to kill us, yeah, I'll do that.
I was like, wow, you're so brave.
That's funny, and I read the question. I misunderstood it. Okay.
Like, when did listening to Law and Order make you a murderer?
All right. So that was an interesting new game, guys.
Yeah.
We'll have to try that one again. But
Spice it up
before
a little
we
bit.
get on out of here, what's your tea for the week?
So my tea is a little bit on the spot. For those of you who are listening to our podcast, I highly recommend that you go to YouTube, go to Hello Bestie Podcast, look at our video for today so you can see this Queen Maggie in her hair, because she is slaying.
I love that you're sharing my tea.
Your tea is my tea.
Thank
because
you.
I can't stop looking at you.
Oh, thank you. Yes, if you guys aren't watching, I'm trying out some like blonde hair. It's a lot blonder, you know, but
I love it.
It's really grown on me and I love it.
Yeah.
It's giving a little Hugh Hefner girlfriend thing.
It's very much giving.
Just to put it in perspective for those of you who are
Girls
listening.
Next Door?
Yes. Yes. It is giving that color. So
it is.
Yeah. Check out the prior thumbnails versus this one.
And you have the leopard print.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you guys, for audio listeners, you have to go and look at the video for this week because this queen is slaying.
Oh, well, thank you.
Yeah.
You have
looking like a baddie.
Thank you.
I love it. Yeah. Cute hair toss. All right,
Awesome.
besties. Well, thank you so much. As usual, let us know in the comments below some of your would you rathers.
Yeah.
And we will see you in the next episode. Thanks, besties.
Bye.
Bye.